Coming up on today's show, we will tell you who the new Samford University Student Government Association president is, and what NASCAR Fox Sports analyst is coming to campus, and how you can prepare for finals. All that and more coming up on the Samford News Network. Good morning and welcome to the Samford News Network. I'm Samantha Stallings. The Samford Student Government Association Executive Board elections were on Monday, April 7th. The Student Executive Board consists of 9 members. 5 of the members are appointed and 4 of the members are elected. The elected positions include SGA President, Vice President of Senate, Vice President for Events, and Vice President for Development. The newly elected SGA President is McDavid Maddox, a junior marketing and economics major from Dothan, Alabama. The new Vice President of Senate is Stephen Newton, a junior finance major from Germantown, Tennessee. Vice President for Events is Maddie Davis, a junior journalism and mass communications major from Alpharetta, Georgia. And the new Vice President of Development is Taylor Dahlgren, a sophomore biology major from Madison, Alabama. The other 5 positions consist of Chief of Staff, Chief Justice, Press Secretary, Treasurer, and Chaplain. Those positions will be appointed next week. An inauguration is April 29th at 4:30 p.m. in Brock Recital Hall, and a convocation credit will be offered. Speaking of elections, a political group on campus hosted an event earlier this week. Samford University's College Republicans put together the very first televised broadcast political debate in Alabama's history. The evening was covered by SNN reporter Sharia Olivier.
We need a plan to put you in control of your healthcare decisions.
This past Tuesday, Samford welcomed the Birmingham community for a night of debate. 7 politicians from our state met to share their goals for the 6th District of Birmingham to local voters. The president of Samford University's College Republicans, Barlow Marriott, explained the importance of our school's participation in the event.
Tonight we held the 6th District Congressional U.S. House of Representatives debate for the 7 primary Republican candidates. It's certainly an honor. The seat has been held by the same person for the past 22 years, and this is, to my knowledge at least, the first televised debate of its kind in the state. It's great exposure for Samford University, great for the College Republicans here, and I'm really excited about the way that people are going to see the university as a result of this debate.
Obamacare is a train wreck. We need to get rid of it and replace it with a free market solution. Look, folks, we know what to do.
The debate allowed the men to answer questions regarding topics such as Obamacare, state taxes, and even global warming. This event was definitely a group effort, and Marriott was happy to give credit to all who were involved in making the night such a huge success.
I worked with Alabama's 13, the Jefferson County Republican Party, and the universities as a whole to put this debate together tonight, so there were 4 organizations that really helped pull it together.
I'm reporter Sharia Olivier with the Samford News Network.
Yesterday, the Committee of Multicultural Affairs, a branch of SGA, partnered with the Chinese Student Scholars Association and the International Student Leadership Council to host the first ever cultural food festival sponsored by SGA. The food fair was held in Harry's and celebrated 3 minority cultures for Samford, with cuisine from soul food from Sweet Tea, Mexican from Mi Pueblo, and Chinese food from Red Pearl. For more information on how you can get involved for the Committee for Multicultural Affairs, contact Jasmine Swift at jswift@samford.edu. JMC PR Practicum students and Talladega Super Speedway are hosting NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee and Fox Sports NASCAR on Fox analyst Darrell Waltrip on Tuesday, April 15th from 11 to 11:45 in Brock Forum. He will be speaking about his NASCAR career, his current broadcasting career, and his Christianity's role on his life. After he speaks in Brock Forum, there will be a meet and greet with him on Ben Brown from 11:45 to 12:45. The event will include food, contests, giveaways, and photo opportunities with the Talladega Super Speedway pace car and vintage stock car. There will also be members of Talladega Super Speedway's staff there to answer any questions about May 2nd through 4th race weekend. Student tickets will be available for $19. When we return, I will update you on spring events coming up on campus, and we will review an event that benefits Down syndrome research. Welcome back to the Samford News Network. Samford's annual Easter egg hunt will be April 17th at 6 p.m. in the Quad. There will be Jim and Nick's for dinner and a Harry's concert during dinner. There will be over 1,000 eggs on the Quad filled with treats, coupons, and 3 of those 1,000 will have golden tickets for a special prize. For more information on the Easter egg hunt, follow at Samford SGA on Twitter. Dance for Downs is a community-wide dance and charity event organized by the Office of Student Leadership and Community Engagement. Down Syndrome of Alabama and its founder, Lindy Williamson, a senior at Samford. The mission of Dance for Downs is to foster inclusion of individuals with developmental disabilities while raising funds and awareness for the special needs community. This year's Dance for Downs was held last Thursday. SNA reporter John Chapman was there to get the scoop.
This year marked Samford University's 3rd annual Dance for Downs, a charity event organized by Samford's own Lindy Williamson. Featuring a variety of sponsors, activities, and a live DJ, this year's Dance for Downs was a huge success. Williamson says that while the charity aspect of the event is important, it is also a great opportunity for student involvement.
I thought this would be a great way not only to raise money, but for the opportunity for Samford students to get more involved with individuals with special needs in a warm and fun environment.
Students who attended the event left with a new perspective, most never having been to Dance for Downs before. Junior graphic design major Hunter Longley was one such student.
I had a great time at Dance for Downs. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I showed up not knowing what to expect. Got to hang out with a lot of people with mental disabilities that, we don't normally get to see at or around Samford. They were having fun. We were having fun. Got to dance a little bit. Some of them can really get down. It was a good time.
Williamson recalls that Dance for Downs has become more and more successful over the past 3 years, starting from a relatively small gathering and transforming into the impressive event it was this year. Cheap tickets and convo credit are a major draw for Samford students.
We started in 2011, yes, 2011, and we had about 300 people come out and I only raised like $1,500. I was just trying to get more of the word out than about raising money the first year. I just wanted people to come and to know about it and to have a good time, and so I charged $1 at the door for Samford students and gave combo credit, so lots of people came.
This year's dance was the most successful yet, and all the proceeds will go towards furthering their cause.
This year we had a great time. It was in the Pete Hanna Center, and we don't know exactly how much money we've raised yet. We're still working on it, but probably around $6,000. And then it's going to Down Syndrome Alabama, which is a advocacy program to promote awareness and acceptance for individuals with Down syndrome all over the state.
With such positive results the past 3 years, Williamson feels there's a bright future for Dance for Downs.
We have tons of sponsors now, and it's just really growing, and I'm hoping that it'll continue after I graduate and other people will learn more about how to get it done, and so yeah, I hope it's even bigger and bigger next year.
For the Samford News Network, I'm John Chapman.
Samford Gives Back is a community-based activity where students serve in the greater Birmingham area. It is sponsored by the Office of Student Leadership and Community Engagement and Omnicorn Delta Kappa. The registration deadline is today, so hurry and sign up. An added incentive is the 4 combo credits will be provided. If you miss this deadline and still have inquiries about Samford Gives Back, please feel free to contact Laura Valentine at lvalent1@samford.edu. Coming up after the break, sports anchor Michael Moy will join us in the studio to tell us what's going on in Samford sports and how the volleyball team has been doing this preseason to be ready for the fall. Plus, we will hear which of your Samford Bulldogs we formed in the NFL Pro Day here on campus a couple weeks ago. It's all coming up when we return.
The thing that is important to me when it comes to sports marketing is the idea of understanding what the possibilities may be, because I think they're endless. But you can't do that without the basic tools. You have to understand all the basic tools that go into it, whether it's sponsorship, whether it's basic business, whether it's relationships that sponsors have. All those things have to be in your little tool kit before you're going to be able to enter our world. Where sports is going to go, ultimately, we have not begun to scratch the surface.
This 132,000 square foot giant is the Pete Hanna Center. It's a multi-purpose sports and entertainment facility named after a former alum and athlete.
By sports, we mean Courts Arena is home to the men's and women's basketball team and volleyball team.
On the entertainment side, concerts rock the house here. Bands like Switchfoot come through campus for springtime fun. Also in the spring, Pete Hanna Center is home to commencement, providing a great seat for parents, family, and friends on this important day.
This building is home to most of our athletic department, but what students like most, the fitness center.
It's state-of-the-art, from free weights to treadmills to ellipticals. You can forget that freshman 15 in here. So when you're catching a game or watching a friend graduate,
Look around the Pete Hanna Center. It's one of the finest facilities of its size in the country.
Welcome back, I'm Michael Moy. Sit back and relax as we shift towards Samford sports. Samford baseball moves up to 20-13 overall and 6-3 in SoCon play. They are coming off a conference series win against the Elon Phoenix despite losing the series opener. After starting the game strong, taking a 3-0 lead, a grand slam by King gave the Phoenix a 4-3 lead and never looked back, beating the Dogs in the opening game of the series 7-5. Games 2 and 3 looked a little bit different for the Bulldogs. In the first game of the doubleheader on the Saturday, the Bulldogs jumped out to a commanding 6-1 lead in the first 3 innings. Heath Quinn had himself a game, going 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, including a grand slam and 7 RBIs. Freshman center fielder TJ Dixon went 5 for 6 at the plate, and rounding out the swell Samford hitting, Brandon Powell went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Game 1 ended in a 13-8 shootout in favor of Samford. Game 2 was a nail-biter, but ended well for the Bulldogs, closing out the Elon Phoenix in the rubber match 9-8. In this game, the two teams entered the 9th inning with the Samford leading 8-4. Elon plated 4 unearned runs to knot it up. It was the 9th inning with 2 outs. Caleb Bryson walked and then advanced to second base on a pass ball. Jordan Wren then pinch ran for Bryson. Wren then advanced to third base on a pass ball, and Elon's catcher Chris Hall threw the ball to third base and sailed into left field, allowing Wren to score and giving Samford the 9-8 win. Samford football practiced with full pads this past Monday afternoon in Seibert. Samford is closing out its spring practice as they only have 15 total workouts that the NCAA allows. Coach Sullivan was pleased with the workout and thought that there was good effort displayed throughout the practices. The anticipation is at full force for the upcoming football year. Men's tennis had their senior day held at the Samford Tennis Center. The matches ended on a good note as they defeated the Georgia Southern Eagles 6-1. Sophomore Trey Carter picked up his 5th consecutive victory in singles play as he led the way for the Bulldogs in a convincing win. Samford head coach Raheem Ismail said, "Today was a great team effort and a great win for us. We emphasized before the match that one of our main goals was to set off to a good start in the doubles and a good start in the first sets of our singles matches, and we were able to do so across the board." Samford moves to 7-9 overall and 4-3 in Southern Conference play. During this key Southern Conference matchup, Samford honored the lone senior, Elliott Barnwell, with a special Senior Day presentation. Barnwell topped off the Senior Day with a singles play victory in 3 sets and improved his dual match to an incredible record of 11-5. In track and field, 3 Bulldogs traveled to complete the Sam Adams multi-hosted by Westmount College April 4th through 5th. Ashley Cope was the only female to represent Samford in a heptathlon and secured an 11th place overall finish. Stephen Bashian and Brandon Bassett both completed in the decathlon events held out in California. Bassett earned himself an overall 6th place finish and placed in the top 10 in 6 of the events. Women's golf team turned in its best round of the 2014 Rebel Intercollegiate on Saturday as they closed out the 18-team tournament with a final round of 291 at par 72. Samford completed its 3-round, 2-day competition with a 12th place finish. Bulldogs' own Natalie Mitchell paced the team with a tournament best tally of 6 over par. Mitchell finished the competition tied for 25th place in the individual standings. Samford softball split the first 2 in a doubleheader this past Saturday at the Catamount Softball Complex. Shelby Scott and Callie Brister powered the Samford offense and were responsible for both runs in a 2-1 game win over the Western Carolina Catamounts. Molly Hanson, 16-6 on the year, pitched her 12th complete game of the season with 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and only 6 hits. The Catamounts pounced and took an early 1-0 lead over the Bulldogs thanks to Cara Salvo single up the middle to score Amelia Griffin. In the bottom of the first, Samford didn't stay down for long as Scott tied the game up 1-1 on a deep shot over the wall in left center field in the second inning. It was her 5th home run of the year. Scott came through again for the SU for Samford University in the 5th as she roped a double down the left field line that scored Brister all the way from first. Caroline C. went 2 for 3 at the plate in the Bulldogs' winning effort. Samford batters Megan Dowdy and Caroline C. each drew walks against Western Carolina starting pitcher Mallory Broom before she was pulled. Western Carolina University immediately brought in Jordan Garrett to face Abby Adams. Adams put down the sacrifice bunt to move the runners to second and third with 1 out. The Bulldogs, with the bases loaded, had its best opportunity to score in the contest, but were unable to scratch across any runs in the frame as Garrett and the Western Carolina Catamounts defense got out of the inning. Carly Harkey kick-started the game for the Catamount offense as she hit her 2nd home run of the season to give Western Carolina a 1-0 advantage over the Bulldogs. Samford reached scoring position again in the 5th inning after Erica Dykes led off the inning with a single and was moved over to second on the sacrifice bunt by Abby Miranda, and eventually to third on the ground second by Dowdy. Western Carolina plated another run and took a 2-0 lead in the 5th on a Brooke Coggins single up the middle that scored Harkey. Western Carolina hit its 2nd home run of the contest and the 6th of the bat of Taylor Sigmund to extend its third lead out to 3-0. In the Game 3 between Samford and Western Carolina, it was Catamounts in the Game 3 taking the series win over the Dogs. Molly Hanson again completed her 13th game of the season and losing effort for the Lady Dogs. Samford then turned around quickly against the 9th against Tennessee Tech, taking 2 games from the Tigers. Game 1 ended in a 12-4 beatdown as the Bulldogs' offense had been dormant for the past several games but awoke in the 3rd as Callie Brister blasted a grand slam home run to give Samford the 5-3 win. Megan Dowdy, Caroline Wilder, and Abby Adams all reached earlier in the inning with base hits, and Samford picked up a pair of runs in the 6th after Bice picked up an RBI walk and Taylor's RBI hit by pitch. Senior Erica Dykes drove in the final 2 runs of the inning with a single up the middle and to make the score 11-4. Molly Hanson picked up the victory after pitching 4 complete innings in the relief and improved to 17-7 overall on the season. Game 2 went a little bit differently. It was closer affair, but still ended the Bulldogs' way in a 4-3 win. Gray Adams got the call for the start in the circle for Samford, and she struck out a career-high 9 batters in 4 2/3 inning. Shelby Scott pitched a 3 1/3 innings of shutout work to keep the Bulldogs in the game, and Molly Hanson came in the 9th inning and limited the Tigers to just 2 hits with 5 strikeouts to pick up her 2nd victory of the day. Samford moves to 13-12 on the year and 6-5 in Southern Conference play. The Samford women's tennis team extended its home winning streak to 14 consecutive matches Wednesday as the Bulldogs earned a 5-2 in-state triumph over the Troy Trojans. In a key non-conference contest, the Samford Tennis Center with a victory. Samford 7-2 overall remained undefeated at home this season and upped its unblemished 2014 record to 12-0 when playing at the Samford Tennis Center. The Bulldogs have not been defeated at home in well over a year dating back to March 23, 2013. Samford has also been dominant against the non-conference opponents this season and owns a 10-1 record when competing outside the Southern Conference. Samford Sports has a busy weekend upcoming. It starts off with Samford Baseball traveling up to Davidson for a scheduled 5 p.m. first pitch. They follow up with the Wildcats Saturday at 1 and Sunday at 12. You can hear Mike Grace call it live pregame starting at 4:50 for the first of 3 this weekend. This Saturday, the track team travels to Tuscaloosa in the Border War and an all-day event. Travel down to T-Town to support the Samford track team. Women's tennis will take on the Chattanooga Mocs to try to end the season strong this Saturday, and Samford football will be in action at 1, taking on the Mocs of Chattanooga as well. That rounds out what's to come for the Bulldogs. Good luck and bow wow, Bulldogs. Welcome back to the Samford Sports. I'm Michael Moy. Samford football players worked out for scouts from 24 different NFL teams and one CFL team at the program's annual Pro Day Thursday morning at Cybert Stadium. Samford running back Fabo Truss, wide receivers Kelsey Pope and Riley Hawkins, linebacker Justin Shade, defensive back Tay Lewis, and defensive lineman Jeremy Towns all performed for the scouts. Truss had an impressive running for the 40-yard dash in an unofficial 4.47 seconds. Towns unofficially completed 30 reps of 225 pounds on the bench press. Pope also impressed with his overall athleticism and ball-catching skills. Shade, who played linebacker at Samford, worked out as both an offensive lineman and defensive player for the Scouts. He said he felt good about how the workout went for him. The 2014 draft will take place May 8th through the 10th. The event will be televised live on the NFL Network. Samford will be hoping to have a player drafted for the third straight year. In 2012, it was Corey White, taken in the 5th round by the New Orleans Saints. Last year, Nicholas Williams was taken in the 7th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Samford volleyball team is in full swing for the preseason and have their ultimate goal of coming back this fall and winning a Southern Conference championship in their minds. SNN reporter Samantha Stallings caught up with the team.
There's a new face to Samford volleyball this preseason, and her name is Alex Del Piombo. She is an assistant coach who will be using her background as a setter to help the team.
Being a setter myself, I think one of the biggest things that'll help is just been there, done that type of scenarios. I've never been a big middle. I've never been an outside that's had to, take 50 swings a game, so it's hard for me to relate to that. But I was a setter, so I do know in situations the pressures and kind of responsibility that comes along with the position. So I can play a little bit more of a therapist for our setters and help them with that mental part of the game and being a strong leader on and off the court for their teammates that position kind of requires.
The team is working this preseason going into next fall to reach their ultimate goal of SoCon champions and a berth in the NCAA tournament that they fell just short of this past season.
Last season was just inches away from our goal, and so now it's just going forward. What are we going to do that little bit extra on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, all the way through the weekend in order to find our goal?
Selena Shermer was recently cleared to start playing. Selena was out most of this past season due to a knee injury, and she is ready to come back for her senior season and a win in the SoCon championship.
It was pretty tough missing a whole season, so kind of hoping that I get to make up for that this fall with my last year. And I worked hard over the off season to rehab my knee and come back from it to be ready for the fall. So hopefully going to be able to prove myself and make an impact for this team and help lead the way to a SoCon championship.
Gabby Greenwald has been working this offseason on goals she has set for herself for this coming season to help herself improve.
I've really been working on being faster with my feet, my arm, and just a faster player in general, and just having more knowledge about the game and shots and stuff like that. So,
for the Samford News Network, I'm Samantha Stallings.
We'll be taking a quick break, but when we return, we will tell you about a rave run, and seniors, we will tell you a quick cure for that senioritis. Stay tuned.
There are over 400,000 children in the American foster care system. About 6,400 of those children are right here in Alabama. Their future seems dim. These children need families to love and care for them. We equip families to do just that and have been for over 120 years. We want children to be able to have normal childhoods. We think every kid deserves that. To meet this vital need, Alabama Baptist Children's Homes and Family Ministries started Camp of Champions. Camp of Champions is an incredibly fun camp experience given to our foster parents and their children at absolutely no cost to them. At camp, our foster parents receive excellent training while the children get an opportunity to do something extraordinary, be a normal kid, maybe for the first time. They play, swim, sing, dance, and just drop their guard. They have fun. This is what we do. We help kids from hard places to have a normal childhood. We introduce them to the author of hope, who can turn their tears of grief into dancing and laughter. We are Alabama Baptist Children's Homes and Family Ministries.
Welcome back. I'm Samantha Stallings. At the end of the semester, seniors everywhere are feeling the urge to take the last few weeks of school off and relax before graduation. SMA reporter Taylor Palmer found out the key to beating senioritis.
Seniors, we've made it. Almost. With a little over a month left in the school year, hundreds of undergrad and grad school seniors alike are waiting for their chance to walk across the stage, shake Andy Westmoreland's hand, and bid Samford U farewell. But April, the home stretch of the year, of the semester really, brings on every professor's dreaded fear of distraction. Ooh, and senioritis.
Stephen Chu, professor and chair of the psychology department here at Samford, spoke with me on the subject of senioritis and how it can be prevented.
Well, it's not a scientific term, but it's a very common term in college. It's where seniors really can't concentrate on their courses, finish their courses, because they're too distracted by what's going to happen to them after they graduate. The way the brain is built is it can attend to just one or two things. You can only concentrate on a few things with all of your concentration. So when you've got two significant factors that are competing for each other, your performance tends to decline on at least one of them, if not both of them. So what's happening here is that you've got something that takes a lot of concentration and a lot of thought that's interfering with your studying, which also takes a lot of concentration and thought. And it just kind of is overwhelming to you. But you've got to take steps to kind of focus yourself, make sure you have as much attention available and to just focus on one thing at a time. Well, overcoming senioritis is a matter of self-control. Just disciplining yourself to focus on one thing at a time.
For the Samford News Network, I'm Taylor Palmer.
And that's all we have for today's News Network. I'm Samantha Stallings, and for sports anchor Michael Moy and the rest of the Samford News Network, have a great weekend.